Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the English news of Bình Phước radio television station and newspaper. I'm the Wang and now are the headlines as usual. Bình Phước leader holds regular meeting with citizens. Charity club joins hand to support the needy. Prime Minister attends Asian EU commemorative summit. ADB projects Vietnam to grow 7.5% in 2022. Secretary of the Bình Phước Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Mạnh Cường recently chaired a regular meeting with local citizens.
Mr. Cường and leaders of departments and branches heard petitions from citizens on matters regarding land acquisition and land allocation for resettlement. He emphasized that the settlement of petitions must be on the basis of compliance with the provisions of the law. In dealing with each specific case, state agencies at all levels need to be active, transparent, and legally compliant. In order for cases to be resolved completely, he added, it is necessary to listen to and understand citizens in a spirit of goodwill. For cases involving citizens in difficult circumstances, Mr. Cường asked the People's Committee of Dong Phu District in Dong Xoai City, as well as agencies to offer support to help them stabilize their lives.
Bình Phước radio television station and newspaper has held a ceremony to present certificates of merit from the Prime Minister to individuals and groups making outstanding achievements in their work from 2017 to 2021.
Recognizing the contribution to the cause of local constructions and development, the Prime Minister said a decision awarding certificates of merit to 3 collectives and 13 individuals in Bình Phước province. 1 collective and 3 individuals are from the Bình Phước radio and television station and Bình Phước newspaper. In 2022, Bình Phước Television published and broadcast 3,186 news items and articles in all areas, contributing to the province's overall development. The TV station has seen success at major press awards in the country, with 14 works in various types. It has also carried out a number of social and charity works through humanitarian programs, mobilizing 8.4 billion Vietnamese đồng to help impoverish local households.
The Hands of Mercy charity in Bù Nho Commune, Phú Riềng District has organized several humanitarian activities over the past 5 years, helping to support needy people in Bình Phước and nearby.
To have a stable operating fund, club members have made great efforts in adding money from various sources, including selling more than 1,500 chung cakes on different occasions. Club members come from all walks of life, and seniors and people with disabilities also enthusiastically participate in the activity. Members also hope that more sponsors will support the program so that those in unfortunate circumstances will have the opportunity to improve their lives.
Now let's take a look at the top stories around the country. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended a summit celebrating the 45th anniversary of the relations between Asia and the EU, held in Brussels on December 14.
In his remarks, the Prime Minister stressed the significance of the ASEAN-EU commemorative summit, and stated that cooperation achievements have created a foundation and an impulse for the relationship. He emphasized that global issues need global approaches, and reiterated Vietnam's strong commitments to climate change and green sustainable development. Affirming ASEAN's stance on the East Sea issue, he urged the 2 sides to work together to build the sea into waters of peace, stability, cooperation and sustainable development. At the summit, the 2 sides agreed to deepen the strategic partnership established in 2020. The summit adopted a joint statement reviewing the achievements recorded over the past 45 years, and putting forth future orientations. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chính met President of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen in Brussels on December 14. He said Vietnam treasures its relations with the EU, and suggested the 2 sides further coordinate to effectively realize the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement. He called on the EU to help Vietnam in maritime economic development, facilitate the export of Vietnamese products, soon remove the yellow card warning, and support the country in economic restructuring and sustainable development. Lane, for her part, recognized the progress the two sides have made in handling the yellow card. She affirmed the EU strongly supports Vietnam in sustainable maritime economic development and biodiversity conservation, among others. At the meeting with European Council President Charles Michel, the two sides expressed their pleasure at progress in the Vietnam-EU relations, especially after 10 years of implementing the Comprehensive Partnership and Cooperation, 2012 to 2022. They agreed to make joint efforts to help the Vietnam-EU relations enter a new decade of development. On the sidelines of the ASEAN-EU commemorative summit in Brussels on December 14, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh also met with foreign leaders. They included German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala. On December 15, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh had a working breakfast with Vice President of Wallonia and Minister of Economy, Foreign Trade, Spatial Planning and Agriculture Willy Borsis and several Belgian corporate executives. He called on businesses and groups from Belgium's Wallonia region to expand their operations in Vietnam in new areas as well as introduce other firms to the country. Prime Minister Chinh said both sides should continue pushing ahead with effective cooperation in vaccines and education training, and advance their joint work in emerging areas such as the green and circular economy, digital transformation and logistics.
The Asian Development Bank has revised up its economic growth forecast for Vietnam to 7.5% this year from 6.5% as projected in September, given regional and global gloom. In its freshly released Asian Development Outlook 2022, the ADB said has also revised the Vietnamese inflation forecast down to 3.5% from 3.8% in September. ADB expert noted that while the local economy is currently performing well amid global uncertainties, risks to the country's economic outlook have increased. The bank said, although local trade continues to expand, there are indicators of weakening global demand for the nation's export. Moving forward, growth for 2023 has therefore been adjusted down to 6.3% as major trade partners weaken. Nearly 100 athletes representing Vietnamese Martial Arts Federation in Italy, France, Germany, Belgium, Romania, Spain, and Vietnam have attended the International Vietnam Cup 2022 held recently in Monterrey city of Italy.
Speaking at the event, Italian Ambassador to Vietnam Dương Hải Hưng applauded the World Vietnam Federation for its great effort in popularizing Vietnamese martial arts to the world over the years, and Vietnam Federation of Italy for hosting the tournament. Vietnam has been developed for 86 years and spreads widely to the world with more than 2 million people practicing in more than 60 countries.
The Australian version of renowned travel guide Lonely Planet had recently reviewed 8 best tracks for travelers to enjoy when visiting Vietnam.
Accordingly, Hill Track from Sapa Town in the northern province of Lao Cai is the easiest hike for beginners and only take 1 to 2 days. With its towering topography, the mountainous north of the country offers the best trekking opportunities, but there are routes all over the country, the travel guide suggested. Other routes on the list include Bắc Ha and Fancy Pan Mountain Peak in Lao Cai province, Ba Bể National Park in Bắc Cạn, Cat Ba National Park in Hải Phòng, Cat Tiên National Park, Mai Chiu in Hoa Binh, and Cao Bang province.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for our news today on BPTV News. Thanks for your watching and see you next time.